Hey, what's going on, everybody? For today's video, it's an idea that I've had for a little while now, and I don't know how well this'll do. I don't know how well it'll be received, but it's one of my pet peeves, and there's enough content out there that I could make this an indefinite series, or this could be just a one-off thing. So, the basic premise, since this will be the first time I'm doing this, is when I'll take a quick side note here. When I was playing Minecraft, one of the things I liked to do when I was just mining or doing mundane things was watch YouTube. So I'd have my YouTube on my phone, I'd play the Minecraft, so something to listen to. And one of the things I listened to them like a couple years ago, but recently got back into them, was Reddit stories. And if you know, they seem to be fairly popular. What it is it is an AI voice that it's speculative, but I do believe that they're probably just like bots going through Reddit, like threads and picking up stories, and then just kind of they're making their own compilation. But the overall premise is there's a topic, and that topic in today's video will be like end of relationships. So like the overall topic is it'll be 20 minutes of an AI voice reading about people's experiences on Reddit where they ended a relationship or whatever the topic may be. But today's case it'll be end of relationships. And they'll tell a story why they in this case why the relationship was ended. And I'm like, okay, cool. You hear all about people, whether it's in this instance cheating, they died, or what I like is just some crazy out of the blue, you would never even think that's a reason a relationship would end. But it's just people's stories about whatever the topic is. And my pet peeve with this is I'm listening to these stories, and it will throw in random comments from other Redditors that sometimes are either so pointless or just I don't need to. Like, you'll listen to something sad, and again, this is a AI voice generated, so I'm here to listen to the story. I clicked on this to hear stories about people's end of relationship, okay? I don't need, and sometimes it's really long, I don't need a bunch of comments under that talking about like, oh my gosh, that's so sad, or oh, like, that's great on Reddit. I don't frequent Reddit or anything, but that's great on Reddit. But as a YouTube video that I'm watching, I don't need to sit here and listen to, that's so sad, that's like, I'll show you my point in a minute when I get into it, but I've listened to hours of these kinds of videos, and some of them are just plain like bad. So we'll go over some examples here. I'm gonna roast them a little bit, and then let me know if you want to see more, because like I said, there's so much of this content out here. Like, by the time I've hit like the 20th video that has had this problem, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna ramble about it on YouTube and kind of just see from there. So the first one here, I'll just read the story, and then you can already see where this sort of goes. So again, we're doing end of relationships, and the story is long distance, being so far apart for so long and so often. The love we had was lost, and when we saw each other, we had to fall in love each time. It got exhausting. Okay. So the overall premise there, the relationship ended because of long distance. And that's not something you typically think of. So for me, listening to that, I sit there and say, wow, that's intriguing. You might not think about that. And again, this is AI voice generated, so you're listening to this. And then it spouts off, this makes me sad as someone who is going 2,000 away from his significant other. Now, it might not seem like a big deal to you, but to me, again, I'm just trying to sit back, and some of these videos are like 1-2 hours long. So to me, I'm just trying to sit there, listen to the video, hear the stories, and I don't need to sit here and. So this guy did, or this person had this problem. They said, the relationship ended for me because of long distance. That's a story. That's great. The comment then goes on to say, oh my gosh, I'm moving away from my significant other. But you haven't ended your relationship. You haven't had any problems yet. So why? Why? Again, on Reddit, that's great. On the Reddit side of things, absolutely, yeah, make those comments. But whoever designed this video, why did you include that? That's ultimately where I'm getting at here. So for this video, it's a pet peeve of mine. So you sat there, unless this was truly all made by a bot, I don't know, but you sat there, made this video, edited it, and decided that, and again, this is a Reddit thread, so there's probably hundreds of comments to this particular person's message here. And you threw in one completely random one for apparently no reason. That's where I'm at. Alright, so for the next one here, this one's a little longer, but I think this one kind of encompasses what I'm trying to get at here. And again, this might seem mundane, but when I've listened to many hours of this, it gets old very quickly. So, here's a story. She started getting abusive both mentally and physically. I mostly kept to myself, didn't tell anyone about my abusive relationship until I told a close personal friend. I was told to leave her, but silly me didn't want to leave her because I really liked her, until one day she slapped me in a crowded area. Everyone saw and I was devastated because it was really embarrassing. So when we got home, I told her I wanted her to leave. I was really calm about this, even after what she put me through a mere few hours ago. She starts berating me, calling me a good-for-nothing, I should kill myself, and her favorite line, "You'll never find someone better than me." I got really angry after she said that final line. I usually have a long fuse, but that day I blew up and kicked her out of the house. She was surprised because I'm not an angry person at all, and she has never seen that side of me ever. Now, fortunately, we've been apart for 4 months, and I feel better. I honestly wanted to work things out because I really liked her, but she turned insane. Better to have found out almost a year into the relationship rather than be married and living together. So again, I'm here for those kinds of stories. You had a relationship, whatever the title of the video here, that's what I'm here for. You had a relationship, she just got abusive out of nowhere, and you just said, you know what, I'm done. I don't need this. I don't deserve this. And you left her. That's what I'm here for. For the video description is, why'd your relationship end? And you explained it. Okay? So then why, in the process of editing this YouTube video, did you include, and again, there's literally hundreds of comments on these Reddit threads. Why put this one here? It's always the quiet and patient ones who are most frightening when they get angry. Why include that? Why? That's where I'm at. I'm here for the stories, and if I wanted the comments, I would just go to Reddit at that point. If I wanted to hear the story and then see 100 comments about people's takes on it, I'd go to Reddit. But I'm not. I want to hear the story. So, let's see if I can find a better one here. Right, so actually, I think I found one that actually makes sense to me. And again, this is like a very slow AI voice. It's not a quick one. So, yes, like some of these might be like a sentence long, but in the grand scheme of a 20-minute video, if you keep adding these up, like half the video is just pointless comments stating the obvious. So this one, and again, why did you break up? Moving in together. If you're thinking about getting married but haven't lived with each other yet, try it first. Being locked in and face-to-face with your significant other every day has some trippy effects. Okay? So they're saying they moved in, but, being in that situation where every single day you see them, you live with them, you really can't escape and get your own private time, that's what did that guy in. So then, the comment is this: even after 10 years together, being alone together every day can reveal horrible things and expose some feelings you never knew existed. It's what did it for us 8 weeks ago. So in this case, this is actually something I'm okay with, because you're now sharing your experience of why the relationship fell apart. So both the original comment, or the original post, and the comment both had an end of the relationship experience, and I'm fine with that. It's just the ones where they'll have this like beautiful long story of why the relationship ended, and the comment will be, that is so sad. Like, why include that? You have to sit down and edit this YouTube video. Why include that? In this case, yes, it actually adds something positive to the overall. You broke up for that reason. Well, guess what? I broke up for the same reason, and here's why. And this guy's comment, he's seeing each other every day can reveal horrible things and expose feelings you never knew existed. So, yes, that's something, that's why I'm here watching the video, is because it's something that you might not think about. Typically, when you click on a video like this, you get the classic, oh, he cheated, or, oh, they left me, whatever. But, it's the little things like this that I'm like, and again, this video here is going over end of relationships, but I'll put some examples, like, probably towards the end, of just all of the, like, there's just so many videos on pretty much any topic. The one I could think of off the top of my head, because is what's something city folk do that rural folk can't, or something like that. Or what's something rural folk do that city folk don't even know exists. And it's funny because I'm not like middle of nowhere rural, or like in some of the, like half the video I can relate to, and then the other half is like when you gotta drive a mile to the local gas station. Like, I don't have, or not a mile, excuse me, an hour. When you have to drive an hour to the local gas station, I'm not nearly that. But at the same time, like, so there's other videos out there on pretty much any topic. So you can see why, like, again, I want information on that story. If you click on a 10-minute video about, what's something rural folk do that city folk don't? If you're from the city, you want to know, hey, what is it that rural folk want? Or, excuse me, what is something rural folk do that I don't even know exists? And so you click on that video, you just end up essentially getting a bunch of comments, like, saying, like, wow, that's crazy, I didn't know that exists. Well, no, duh, because you clicked on the video You don't need that reiterated. You clicked on the video because you're thinking that. I don't need that read out loud to me in the video. Just show me what the video title is meant for. And again, I know this sounds kind of redundant and maybe even silly, but like I said, in the grand scheme of things, an hour-long video, I mean, 20 minutes of that video sometimes will be really pointless comments that contribute nothing. So, I don't know. I just got really fed up. And it is kind of silly, but like I said, I love these videos. And again, it isn't something nice to just put on and listen to. But when sometimes like a quarter of the video is just pointless comments, it's just, I don't know what to tell you. Let's see if I can find another one here. Alright, so for this next one here, there's another one. She said she was young and wants to experience more and not be with one person. It was heartbreaking at the time, but it worked out just fine. I'm now in a great relationship with a loving girl. We support each other through the good times and the bad. Moved in together 3 months ago, and it was the best decision of my life. So, same thing. I'm here. I want to hear a story. Why the relationship ended. And, this one's nothing groundbreaking or anything. She just say, I'm young. I want to go out and experience the world. And she left. So that's the story. He even, adds a little bit and said, it actually worked out in the best in the end. So maybe if you're going through something similar, don't worry about it. So again, good concise story. Relationship ended. And then someone edited this and put in, well, at least she was honest and upfront. Again, if I wanted the comments, I would just go to Reddit. I don't know. Again, it probably seems trivial, but this is all me breaking down one particular video. It's just, well, at least she was honest and upfront. And then there's a big pause before the next video or for the next section plays. So it's just, I know, it seems silly, but why include that? A human being sat down in front of a desk, found a Reddit story, or a bot found their story, or whatever, put this video together, put a background in, edited it, and they're like, there's probably 100 comments here. Let me just throw in one, random one, that contributes nothing. I think that's ultimately, again, that's what ultimately, if you say a quarter of the video is these random comments, it's a quarter of the video that's contributing nothing to the reason I clicked on it. So, I don't know. Maybe one day I will get, these Reddit stories on YouTube that are just the story. Maybe that's what I'm going for here. Maybe. But who knows at this point. Alright, here's a good one for you. And again, we won't enter the relationship stories. Her stubborn attitude and narcissistic tendencies. I won't go into detail about the whole relationship, but had a lot to do with her not willing to hang out with my friends or make friends of her own. When I finally broke up with her, she texted me the next day telling me that she didn't believe we were broken up because I hadn't provided a good enough reason. So again, it doesn't matter why, or I just want to hear why the relationship ended. That why doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to, I guess you have your own reasons for things. And some people might say that's a silly reason, but in my opinion, that's the beauty of it. And that's where some of this is fine. Is I could watch the same video, in this case as you, and I could sit here and say, all these reasons are justified, I totally understand. Yeah, okay, those make sense. And then you could watch the same video, listen to these stories, and you could say, all of those are stupid reasons, they should all just stay together. So that's the cool thing. All it is it's a compilation of people telling their story. Why did we break up? And in this case, he's saying she was stubborn and narcissistic. She didn't have friends of her own, and she wasn't willing to hang out with his friends. So she didn't have any friends. Maybe it took up a lot of, like, too much of his time so that he couldn't hang out with his own friends. I don't know. But that's his story. They broke up. Then, again, somebody went through Reddit, probably out of hundreds of comments, and picked this one to include in this video. This reminds me of an episode of Seinfeld where a girl George was seeing insisted that for them to break up, she also had to agree with him. Or agree to it, excuse me. Why include that? Again, I'm here to listen to stories of why real people broke up. I don't care that some random person on Reddit got reminded of a Seinfeld episode. Like, I know this seems very trivial, but again, like, I just want to sit down. I like these videos, like, at their heart. Again, there's so many. I mean, literally, like, any topic you can think of, there's a Reddit video for. And for them to at this case, I want to hear, I want to hear why, I had a relationship end. I want to hear why other people had theirs end. I can maybe relate to some of them. Maybe I could sit there and say, oh, wow, that's a crazy concept. I probably wouldn't have broken up for them with that, like, for those reasons. Or you could be like, yeah, I would have broken up with them a long time ago. I totally understand. Like, that's why I'm here. And I love the core concept of the videos. But for you to sit there and throw in a line that some random person thought of Seinfeld when they like, keep that to Reddit. Keep it to Reddit. That's fine on Reddit. Why edit that into a YouTube video? It doesn't make sense to me. I'll do a few more here, but I could go on forever for these. Because again, they just keep doing it. And again, this video here is 26 minutes long, and every single one of these stories has a comment like so here. I had undiagnosed borderline personality disorder and was getting increasingly erratic and sick. He tried, but he didn't know how to deal with it. Then he fell in love with our housemate, who was a friend of mine. As far as I know, they are still together 7 years later. So again, when you think of a breakup, you think typical, we just drifted apart, someone cheated, whatever. Like, it's these complex stories that I like. So you had undiagnosed borderline, you had a mental health concern, and, he actually, it wasn't like again, a lot of the times I think people, when I think of a breakup, I think one person became toxic, one person became angry, you just butt heads and you leave on bad terms. And in this case, it's like he genuinely tried. It wasn't like, it's just, there's situations out there that are beyond anyone's control. So, in this case, like he said, undiagnosed mental health, he didn't just immediately leave her, he tried, but then he fell in love with their housemate. So, like, a wild ride there, and that's what I'm here for. And again, I'm sure there is hundreds of comments on this post right here. So then why did the editor editing this video put in the one comment from someone that just says, "Feels bad, sis"? Yes, we all think that. We all just sitting here right now, I'm like, yeah, that feels bad. I totally agree with you. But I don't need that in the video. And again, like, these videos this one's 26 minutes long. It could probably be well down into the 20s, or low 20s, even like high teens, if you cut out these ridiculous comments. Yes, we all feel bad. Like, that's a crappy situation to be in. Why include it in this YouTube video? This one comment that we're all thinking. Alright, so this will be the last one here. Being young and long distance, he was my first love, and I thought we'd last forever. But I was also wondering if I could put up with him forever. We were very different kinds of people, and it became apparent to me that our drive and motivation and goals did not align in any way I was happy with. I wanted to find someone else who would have big goals they wanted to grow and work towards. So I broke up with him, and it was hard, but I've done a lot of things now that I probably wouldn't have before, and I enjoy it. So again, we have, they broke up. Originally you thought you'd last forever, and I can relate with that, But then, over time, you maybe start to see some flaws in people, and, can I put up with this person forever? Then once you kind of take a step back, get past that honeymoon phase, in this case, she realized that the drive and motivation and goals did not align. So you realize you're two totally separate people. You don't really see a life, so you broke up. Okay, great story. I can relate with that, sure. And then, random comment, this resonates with me on an uncanny level. So, in this case, just, again, probably hundreds of comments on this post, and they include the one that just says, this resonates with me on an uncanny level. You're not going to share how this resonates with you. You're not going to contribute to the conversation of why the relationship ended. This resonates with me. Like, again, why include that in the video? Like, that's where I'm at. Why do I care that this post resonates with some random person that contributed nothing and has nothing to do with the post? Why include that? Why sit down and edit that into the video? Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, I could literally do hundreds of these. It's just, if I wanted all these comments and if I wanted all this, I'd go to Reddit. But I'm here for a video, in our case, about relationships ending. I don't need to listen to this 26-minute video. Probably 6 minutes of that is comments that don't contribute in any way. So, like, that's sort of where I'm at. I love these videos, and maybe even other people would appreciate them more. But it's just a pet peeve of mine, and that's where this video comes from. So, if you think this is a completely stupid idea, just let me know. I'll keep these to myself. I don't have to make any more. If you like to hear me ramble about Reddit nonsense, like I said, I could literally make hundreds more of these. I'll probably, depending on feedback, I'll probably make one more. And that way you have two different topics. Two different, topics to see. But, and then I'll kind of take the feedback from those two videos if you guys want more or not. But, yeah, that's it. If you did let me know. If you didn't, let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.